are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Hey, welcome one and all to the #1 podcast, winter, spring, and fall. Talking sports for the thrill of it all. Hey, talking life, but we're killing it all. Jason and Dan with the master plan. These are dangerous men with the mic in the hand. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. What? Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Yeah. Dad light, thug light, bright lights in sight. All right. Bonafide winners everywhere that we go. You're a part of the team.
Lauer Radio.
Let's get it.
What?
At Tanagra, when the walls fell. This is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host, as always, Jason is here wearing his Hump Day t-shirt. That's with the camel on it. Jesse, it's Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve as we record. And later in the episode, I'm going to give a clue as to maybe why Jesse's not here. That's a teaser. That's a professional tactic that I'll use sometimes. You think he's getting a head start? Well, just wait and see. Okay. He's not here. He texted and said he can't make it. Preston showed up on time. You know,
it's like a first.
Ready to work.
Yeah. I was actually early.
Yeah,
that's never happened.
He started to clock in. I'm like, no, just because you're here earlier doesn't mean you can clock in earlier.
We're not paying for that time.
No, you're not going to do that. So he had to back that out. And then his wife, Destiny, is here.
Hello.
Michaela is on the ones and zeros instead of Stella because Stella is at a work Christmas party at Tim Hortons. And the way it
gets wild there.
The way those Tim Hortons Christmas parties work, there's a lot of, I don't know, what's the Canadian beer? They sell it at every hockey game.
Labatt's?
Yeah, Labatt's. Yeah, that's the Canadian beer. That's what they're drinking.
Dunkin' Donuts and Labatt's.
And Labatt's. It's just crazy.
It's just shots of espresso.
Shots, yeah.
Stella's going to be up all night. Yeah.
It's really rager.
So she can't make it either. But, you know, we're just going to forge ahead.
Yeah.
Much like the forefathers of our country. Not everybody from England came over.
Yeah,
they didn't have. True. There were some people, you know, they were called Tories, locals, that decided they were going to stick with the English. And they didn't come over to the side of the revolution. But they forged ahead.
And I'm not going to call this the B Squad.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, sometimes someone gets a start because somebody went down, and then all of a sudden...
That's the new star.
That's the new star. So who knows? Could be Destiny. Could be Michaela. For all we know, there'll be no more Jesse on the show.
Fingers crossed. Here's what's weird about the Jesse thing. Twitter loves Jesse.
Twitter does love Jesse.
Is Twitter Jesse?
That's a good question.
Is he just making a bunch of fake accounts?
Well, that could be.
I feel like that's the more plausible.
There's an overwhelming support.
The only reason I don't think... I think that's within Jesse's character to do that. It just seems like a lot of work for him.
Too much work.
That's what I would think.
Now, we're not talking the unofficial page. We're just talking... There's a lot of accounts that like him.
They're big fans.
I think it's the lovable loser thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Everybody likes to root for an underdog.
Yeah.
And we've said this before, and it's true. I've had at least... I would say 10 people. I have had at least 10 people, friends of mine that listen to the show, that have come up to me like privately and said, you know, what's the deal? You guys are awfully mean to Jesse. You know, like trying to stick up for him. Like, does he know? Like, that's the usually that's the question. Like, does he know you're making fun of him?
Oh, he knows.
And I was like, I don't know what Jesse knows or doesn't know.
He's so used to it by now.
Yeah.
That was even before the show.
Yeah, it's just the way he lives his life. So, Jason.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You got anything going on?
Well, we had some interesting dynamics happen at work. I think I called you the other day.
Yeah, you did.
You want to get into that?
Let's get into it.
So what's the worst experience you've ever had quitting a job?
Well, I worked at a place called Runner Bills.
I've never heard that.
You've never heard that?
No.
So when I moved to Richmond, Virginia, I lived there for about 5 years, and looked for a job right by where I lived. Within walking distance, there was a... Some people don't like that backlight.
Yeah, I'm going to turn on anyways.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Right by where I lived, there was like a shopping, like a strip mall kind of an area, and in one of those stores was a place called Runner Bills, and he sold... running shoes, running apparel. Best pair of socks I ever got was from him as a company Christmas present. I mean, those socks lasted 10, 15 years. They were amazing.
That's a good run.
They were good. I forget the brand, but they were great. So anyway, I worked at Runner Bill's. I hated it. Bill was a mean guy, just a curmudgeon. He was older.
Yeah.
And he was always asking me how much I've been running lately. I'm like, what's it to you? And he's like, you work at a running store. I was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Have you seen me?
At that time, I was 20 years old.
Okay.
So I was in pretty good shape back then. And I actually was running.
Yeah.
But he was always on my case. How much you running? I'm like, dude, I'm running, okay?
Lay off.
And he was very mean, seemed to hate me. Just really seemed to hate me. Just as a person, as an employee. And so I found a job doing landscaping that paid a little bit better, and I didn't have to work with Bill. And so I pulled Bill aside one day. I said, listen, I got a job landscaping. I won't be able to work here anymore. I'm going to put my 2 weeks notice in.
Yeah.
And it was the strangest thing because he looked at me. He's like, huh. He's like, wow, I'm sad to see you go. He goes, I just got to ask, was there anything that I did? Was there something, about me or the way that your job here that you just don't want to work here? And I didn't know what to say because it's like, yeah, it's you. It's all you. This job
whole
is easy.
Existence.
Yeah, if you died, my life would have been easier.
Gosh.
Let me spell it out for you. Bill.
Yeah. But I said, no, Bill, you've been wonderful. I just got this better opportunity, weed whacking ditches with a bunch of Mexicans. So it's always been my dream.
How could you turn that down?
So that's how that worked. So yeah, I mean that's probably I typically I'm not a bridge burner.
Yeah.
I end when I quit a job.
Would Bill bring you back?
I am. No.
I think my worst experience quitting a job. I worked at the greenhouse. You worked there too.
I worked at the greenhouse
4 or 5 years. Age 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
It's a good first job.
It's a good first job. At age 18, I'm still getting paid minimum wage, and I'm working my butt off, and it's not fun.
No.
And one day I just went in, and they told me, you have to move like everything here and put it here.
Yeah.
And it was a lot.
That was the kind of job that we did.
We just moved stuff. That's all we did.
Yeah.
Move big, heavy things from point A to point B.
Breaking labor.
It was not fun. And he told me that's what I was going to do for the day. And I looked at it. I said, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I'm done.
I said, I'm done.
I don't like this.
He looked at me. He's like, what do you mean? I'd worked there for 5 years. It's like,
that was the straw.
I'll go anywhere else. So I worked third shift at a gas station.
Yeah. You liked that job.
It was a decent job. And so anyways, once again, I left on good terms.
Yeah.
I think they'd take me back if I wanted to. At minimum wage.
I assume they're desperate for people.
So apparently... Well, first of all, my job is quite interesting. We hire some people that are
ne'er-do-wells.
Sure, that's a good. I'm glad you came up with that.
They
one.
ne'er do well. Sometimes they do well.
So my first
ne'er.
The first day on the job, guy gets fired. I don't know anybody. I don't know anything that's going on. They fire him about 9:00 in the morning.
His first day on the job.
His first day on. No, my first day on the job.
Oh, I see. Your first day.
This is my first experience.
Got it.
I get there. They fire him at 9:00 in the morning. And as he's driving out, he pops off 12 rounds out his car window.
Not, just straight up in the air or back? Like towards you?
Off towards the side.
Okay.
Not towards us.
But enough to get your attention.
Enough to get my attention.
And you're like, okay, this is it. This is
my job.
This is the job that's feeding my children. Okay. All right. Let me just get that straight.
So I just started off on a good place. I mean...
Well, that's probably the best way to start off.
It's all uphill from here.
There's no pretense. You know what it is.
Yeah. So everything I'm going to say is allegedly.
Okay.
Okay?
That's fine.
It is what it is. So allegedly...
Court cases will be pending.
Don't call Ray Grogan, is what I'm saying. I'm not an eyewitness to any of this. But apparently a guy got terminated the other day.
As you do.
As you do. And as we do often.
It happens.
I've been there 4 or 5 years. I've seen probably 300 people fired.
Yeah.
That's not a joke. It's crazy.
When you hire ne'er-do-wells... And they're not often do-wells.
I'm surprised I'm still there. And so, anyways, guy gets terminated. He's not happy.
They're just looking for sometimes do-wells.
Just sometimes.
They don't even need often or always.
Yeah, just occasional.
But they often hire ne'er-do-wells. I think I found a name to the episode. Continue.
So this guy gets terminated for various reasons. And he leaves the property kind of quiet.
Okay.
Okay.
That's the one of the scariest ways.
Once again,
You almost want them to shout off a couple things,
Well,
like I need this bleeping job. That sort of thing.
pop off a couple rounds. We all know where you
Then
stand.
okay, you got it out of your system.
This guy was quiet. Okay, he was quiet when he left.
Those are the ones you watch.
An hour later, everybody starts getting messages from their spouses because this person allegedly went to
Ray.
everybody's house and started chucking bricks through windows.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. Car windows.
So he
house
knew where
windows,
people
everything.
lived.
He doesn't know where I live.
He was scheming.
Or does he?
No, he doesn't. He
Your
does
windows
not.
are intact.
All my windows are intact.
Good.
And so allegedly, he did more than a few houses.
That's the word on the street.
That's the word on
so
the
as
street.
he's driving away, he was scheming. He was
scheming.
quiet because he was like, whose house am I going to go to
What
first?
I imagine in that scenario, he probably doesn't have his truck filled with bricks. He had to go pick
he
up
had to
bricks
go
somewhere.
bricks. The first one, I mean, for me, I could see myself hating a job so much and being so mad that I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
I could even see myself driving away thinking I ought to do that.
Yeah.
To have the follow through to go find the bricks and then figure out where people lived and then to do one and to have that sense of like, oh gosh, that was
What
a
did I do?
bad
Yeah.
idea. I should not have done that.
Yeah.
But just to blow right past
Follow
that
through.
and just
He's a go-getter.
he is a
commitment.
go-getter.
Yeah.
What do you think was the music he was listening to?
You
like
know,
in between
I'm not into this
window
genre,
crashing.
but I imagine the
Yeah, right. Like
whatever that
sort of
stuff
thing.
is.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Oh, there you
Let
go.
the bodies hit the floor. Yeah.
It was definitely some Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra?
Yeah,
I could see that.
Chicago.
L is for the way you look at me. Yeah, maybe it was one of those things, like an
Yeah.
ironic thing. you
Yeah.
know?
No, I could see that.
Yeah.
That would be pretty good.
All the leaves are brown. And then he's just crashing windows, and the sky is gray. Yeah.
We need to make that movie. That's
Living up in a Hotel California. That would be a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a lovely place. Well, once again, all of this is allegedly.
I have no firsthand information.
This is
I
just
didn't-
the word on
Yeah.
the street.
Yeah.
Was there anything about this in Marion Crime Chronicles?
I'm blocked. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
What
I
did
forgot.
you do to get blocked?
What day did that happen? Allegedly. did that
Allegedly a
happen?
couple days ago.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Maybe you could pull up the if
see
you were
what
not.
found out.
So I got blocked on Marion Crime Chronicles. I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again.
Yeah.
Someone got on Marion Crime Chronicles and said that it is illegal to turn left into Wendy's on State Route 95.
Yeah.
Here in Marion. Mm-hmm. I said that's ridiculous.
Now it's impossible.
What do you mean it's
Well,
impossible?
they've situated the street. They've built some like middle
What?
barriers.
Really?
Yeah. You can't do it.
I guess I haven't been over there.
Yeah.
Well,
I
apparently
mean, you'd have to blow through some permanent things that they
Listen,
put up, but
it's not illegal.
Well, I think it is.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, every time
Yeah.
Marion Crime Chronicles posted anything,
Yeah.
I said, but what about turning left into Wendy's?
Right.
I
And
just made that a thing.
they didn't like
on
that.
every single post.
Yeah.
About 3 days later, I got
They're like,
blocked.
get rid of this guy.
I've only been blocked by 2 people ever.
Yeah.
The other was like a 65-year-old grandma lady.
Didn't Derek block you?
Oh, yeah, he did. That was, yeah.
That was after you raided the Capitol.
Yeah, I guess
A
I've
few
been blocked
people
by 3.
blocked you.
Yeah,
that day.
I forgot. After J6, I had multiple blocks.
Okay. All right. We had 2 weekends in a row, Erica and I, where we stayed at hotels the last 2 weekends.
So now you have bed bugs.
Yeah, I know, right? She is. We have a friend of ours who used to manage a hotel, and she has given us instructions. She said, even if the hotel's good, you got to do this.
Yeah.
And she said, you put your bags on a hard surface somewhere first.
Yeah.
And then you pull up the mattress and you look for this. And she said, if you see this, and Erica does it every time. So we
Yeah.
know there were not bed bugs because
Yeah.
we check. We're not trying to take those back. But we were at the hotel twice in a row. And our second hotel, we're walking up to the room, and it had been a long day. It was like 11:30 at night. I was exhausted. And the cards, which they shouldn't, they don't have the room number on them.
No.
And as we're walking to it, she goes, what was our room number? It's like 425. And she's
A
like,
lot of times there's a sleeve, and it's written
yeah,
on the
but
sleeve.
we didn't have the sleeve. We got the stuff earlier,
Oh,
so
okay.
we just had the card with us.
Okay.
And I said, it's $4.25. She goes, I don't think it's $4.25. I said, yes, it's $4.25. And she's like, I'm not so sure. I was like, I'm 100% sure. Can we just go to our room? But then we realized that we didn't have our card with us because for whatever reason. But thankfully, Abby was in the room. So all we had to do was knock on the door.
Yeah.
And then she would,
what time at night is this?
It's about 11:30 at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see where this is going.
So I knock on the door, and Erica, we're just sitting there waiting. We're like, oh my goodness, Abby's probably got her headphones in. I'm trying to call her, and then we hear this stomp, 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 and I'm thinking, Abby, don't be mad at me because I'm trying to get in the hotel room, And Erica, I mean, we're both want to get in. Erica's closer to the door than I am, and as the door opens, she starts to like push it open, and there's a dude, in his boxers and a t-shirt there, and he's like, hello, and I was like, I am so sorry. I apologize. And he shut the door. So it was awkward. We were 423, but the week
So close.
The week before we were 425.
I'm 100% sure.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. That's what messed me up. It was the week before we were in another hotel. Just happened to be 425, and this week we were 423. So Erica was pretty upset at me.
Did she also look at you and was like, 100%, huh?
It was all of those things. And I wish that I had been wrong and that we were 325 instead of 425. Because then at least we'd be on a completely different level. But now I'm right next to the guy. So whenever I had to leave the hotel room, I'd like open the door, like look left, right, and then just scurry out because I don't need to make eye contact with this guy again.
Yeah.
So it was an awkward situation that you find yourself in sometimes.
Did you follow up with him?
No, I never saw him again. Thank God. No, never saw him again. So it was one of those things where I try not to with Erica, like really just like, because I'm often wrong about things, and I know this, but I try not to really just whatever the phrase, push my weight around or whatever, put my foot down. I don't do it very often, except for when I know I'm like, listen, I know I don't want to mess around here. Let's just go, So that was one of the times I chose to, and it is not only did it bite me in the butt there, but it will continue to, And I'll be like, the next time I'm like 100% sure. Oh, like 425. You're that sure, are you? So
we better check. We better check first.
I might be on my deathbed. And be saying, I think this is it, honey. She's like, oh, like you thought 425 was the room? No, I think. So,
my brother-in-law, when he goes to a hotel, he doesn't check for bed bugs. He checks for money. So he had watched a program one time where people check into a hotel and they hide money under the mattress or they hide money in the bed frame, and then they go back later to retrieve it.
How often? I mean...
Well, he checks every time.
Has he ever gotten it?
Not yet.
Okay, well, there you go.
Well, listen, sometime. I mean, eventually.
No, not eventually.
No, eventually.
But it could happen.
It could happen.
Why would you not take the chance if it could happen?
Listen, I'm going to start doing it.
Listen, there could be money in all sorts of places. You can't just live your whole life turning over every single rock hoping you're going to find some money.
Well, while you're looking for the bed bugs, you could also look for the money.
Listen, if I was looking for bed bugs and I saw money, I wouldn't be like, oh, well, that's not what I was looking for, so I'm not going to take it. Of course I'm going to take it. Would you just take the money?
Yes, 100%.
You would.
And I would check out immediately so nobody tries to follow up.
How much money, though? Like, for you to take it and to check out immediately? I mean, because you wouldn't check out immediately for $50 because the room cost $1,000.
Yeah. If it's over $1,000, I'm taking the money, I'm going to the front desk and said, I would like to check out. I'm going across the street to that hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't want someone showing up at 425 trying to retrieve the money.
But now they got your name. They know who you are.
Who? The hotel?
The hotel.
But not the person coming back to retrieve it.
The mobster.
Yeah,
The
I don't think they
mobster.
can go back and be like, who was in this
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
this
they probably
room
wouldn't be
last?
able to.
So
Yeah. So that's my plan.
All right.
I've thought a lot about it.
Okay. I like staying
What's
in
the most
hotels.
amount of money that you ever found and kept?
$20.
20. So
50.
50? Where'd you find it?
This was like when I was in high school. I just found it in a bathroom.
He's like upstairs 5
like a
minutes
school
ago.
bathroom?
Wait a minute.
No, like there's like in the movie theater.
Oh.
It was like a movie theater bathroom. And I was like,
How old were you?
I was like 16.
What a great find for a 16-year-old.
Pretty legit.
Yeah.
I'd be thrilled
It's like
about
$1
it
million.
now.
You're buying popcorn for everybody.
Oh no.
No. That's video game money
I
right
still
there.
have that $50 bill.
To this day.
No, I found $50 in a dresser drawer upstairs.
Oh, really? Just right up there?
Right up there. Yeah.
That's interesting.
It was, no, one time when I was working at Sam's Club, I found a $100 bill. And at the time,
You were moral.
I was moral. I thought, you know what?
I remember that window of your life.
Yeah. It was,
The
it was
2
a couple-
seconds.
No, it was 2 or 3 months.
window.
He had a good few months. It was a good
It was a
run.
sol- I mean,
he was
6
really trying to do the right thing.
It was a soft 6.
A soft 6.
Yeah.
I mean, the first 3 months were pretty strong,
Oh,
and then it
yeah.
just waned
Yeah.
after that.
And then after that, I'm done.
I'm just like, come on.
What are we doing?
So you gave the $100 back?
Well, I went to my manager and I said, I
Mike-
felt bad
Mike
because
Hill?
I don't think it was Mike.
Mike would have done the right thing.
What's the right thing?
You try to figure out whose it is.
Yeah. So what happened was they said, well, we'll turn it over. And this is what the manager said. I didn't even see this happen. He probably just pocketed it. So I turned it to my manager. I'm like, hey, someone dropped this. And they said, well, we'll turn it into customer service. If someone claims it, they'll
Sure.
take it. And
Someone
if-
claims it.
And I said, well, what happens if they don't claim it?
Yeah.
They said, well, people will always claim it. Okay.
Customer service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that guy probably just put it in his pocket.
If you told me the general manager of the store that we worked at, like I
I
would
don't-
remember, like
Yeah.
if you said it, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's Bill.
I wasn't there that long. You were there
No,
longer
I
than
was there for a while.
Yeah.
I turned my phone on grayscale. You ever done that before? See
No.
that?
Oh.
What do you think of that?
I initially hated it.
Yeah.
The more I look at it, the more I like it.
Apparently, you ever done this before? Turn your phone on grayscale?
I have not, but that looks really weird.
So there's a book that I've been reading about like kind of descaling things off of your life and you know kind of minimalistic, simplistic ideas and things like that. And apparently the light on your phone that like puts off the colors like super like stimulating for your brain in a way that's just not good for like your mental health. It kind of like messes with you. And it makes you, it like gives you more dopamine. It makes you more addicted to it. It does all of these things.
So instead of putting your phone down,
Yeah, that's right.
you just.
So I went to grayscale.
You just changed it.
Yeah, because I don't have the willpower to do that.
Took color out of your life.
I was
You're like,
reading an article about a guy that did it, and he said it was like immediately his screen time went way down. Like I have a game that I play on the regular that now I can't play because it needs
You're like
color.
lining colors up or
Yeah,
something.
and so like I can't play it. I'm like, and I like pulled up like Instagram, and it looks awful. It's just horrible, you know.
What if it
So-
flipped everything? Like everything that was color is now black and white. Anything that was black and white is now
Well,
color.
that I would love.
Because sometimes there's a black and white picture, and you'd be scrolling, and all of a sudden, a color picture. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is that?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Sure, that'd be fun. Well, anyway, that's what I did, and I'm not far into the experiment. Next time we record, you can ask me if I kept it on grayscale. So far, so good. I'm liking my
How
life
many days?
How many? Well, I
How
got
many
a
hours?
number in my head.
Now, how long has this been going on?
As of like today,
As of right now.
as of right now,
Yeah.
I think it's been like an hour and a half. I just found out about
My
it.
life is completely different.
He's like, it's great.
So
My
It's
far-
screen
really
time
going
is
well for
way
me.
down.
My screen time is way down.
in the last hour and a half.
Where you've been doing this
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not
Well,
actually
and I
had time
actually
to be on
have
your
been
phone.
looking at my phone for since we've been here. So in a week, I will give a report as to what it was like. But you don't think I'll make it a week, do
No.
you? Okay.
No, you're not going to make it till Saturday.
Okay. How far do you? It's been remember 2 weeks ago when I made cookies and we had cookies?
Kind of. I had one.
Yeah, you had one.
two.
I had
There was
two.
cookies?
Well, I made them, so that's why I didn't make them for everybody. I was making them, and then you guys walked in like, "Could I have a cookie?" I'm like, "I guess."
You can bring a batch of cookies and eat them all yourself?
You're welcome to bring a batch of cookies. So anyway, 2 weeks ago, that cookie was the last sugar sweet thing that I've eaten for the last 2 weeks. I was at Panera today, got my coffee with my subscription.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, you have a free cookie today." I was like, "You know what? Screw you." You know, I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. So yeah, she gave me a free chocolate chip cookie, and I just took it home. I gave it to Abby. Sorry,
Oh, no.
you weren't home.
Sure.
I just needed to get
Middle
it out of my
child.
hands as quick as I could. It was warm too. It was like one of the warm ones. You know,
Was it
You're
gooey?
making
was
it
warm.
so
Maybe
much
you should
worse
shut
for
up.
her. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, I'm sure it was amazing, but I had to just get it away from me.
Was it a
So-
straight chocolate chip?
It was a chocolate chip cookie. Now she's like, "You can get any of the cookies." I was like, "Yeah, okay, I know I can get any of the cookies." And she's like, "I'd get a kitchen sink cookie." I'm like, "Yeah, so would I, but I'm not going to get one, and I'm angry about
What's
it."
a kitchen sink cookie?
The kitchen sink cookie? The idea is that it's everything in the kitchen sink. It's got like
So is it like a monster
it's
cookie?
got like
Just
it's got like
M&Ms
nuts and salt and like it's got like butterscotch chips and peanut butter chips and chocolate chips and it's got like just everything in it.
Have I said this before? Butterscotch is a highly underrated flavor combination.
butterscotch.
Butterscotch is fantastic.
The GNR butterscotch pie.
I've not had that.
I don't know if they have it anymore,
There-
but it was the best pie.
Is it like pumpkin pie? What is it
It's
like?
a cream pie.
So it's one of those big. Have you had GNR pie? Like the
No, I've
cream
never
pie?
had GNR pie. I
The
have
cream
GNR
pies.
bologna.
The cream pies are
What?
famous.
The pies.
I've never had the pie.
You know they don't have the pies right now? Eric and I went like
At
a
all?
week and
Like
a half
any
ago.
pies?
And she said they're not going to have the pies again until January. the
What
cream pies.
monstrosity!
Everybody was mad about it.
But the point is, they have cream pies, and they're like, the one slice is
butterscotch.
like this.
So
They
can
have
you buy
different
the-
ones. They have like banana cream.
No,
they
no,
have
no.
a chocolate silk
No,
one.
that's not for me.
But they have a butterscotch one. That's the
that's
one
right.
I love.
Yes.
And it's huge.
Okay,
and
so
then
if anybody's thinking Christmas presents,
Butterscotch cream pie. So
That's-
anyway,
yeah.
so you don't think I'll make it a week on grayscale?
No.
How much longer do you think I'll make it on the sweet sugar? Now, here's my. Before you say anything, I'm going to give you my. I don't want to say goal because I don't view it as a goal. I view it as the commitment that I have made.
you're making a lifestyle change.
I am making a lifestyle change. I think I've mentioned it before. A friend of mine signed me up for a half marathon.
Oh yeah.
That's April 28th. That's 5 months from now. And so 2 weeks ago, I was like, because I've been running all summer long, and they say, listen, you can't just run a lot and then eat whatever you want and expect to lose weight. And I thought, well, that's ridiculous. If I'm running all the time, of course I'm going to lose weight. So all summer long, I'm going to the track, running like 5 miles, and then on my way home getting a large flurry or whatever.
You
And
deserved it.
I earned it. I literally earned it.
It's your reward.
Anyway, I proved the point because I ran a lot.
Yeah.
And then after all summer long, I was like, I'm not even going to weigh myself. I'm just going to run like crazy. I'm sweating. I'm running. I'm sweating. I lost 0 pounds all summer long. So I said, you know what? If I'm going to run this half marathon, and I'm going to have to make a lifestyle change. So first thing is like no sweets, and I've been running even more lately. So I'm not going to eat sweets until the race day. Like after I run the race, it's in Columbus. I think I want to go to Buckeye Donuts in downtown Columbus and get a donut. But that's the first sweets I'm going to eat. So do you think I will accomplish that feat?
I actually think that you can, but I think you'll probably take a break.
I don't know,
think
because
you might-
after a while of not having sugar, once you have sugar again, it doesn't taste the
I
same.
don't
Because
believe that.
I have,
Yeah.
I don't really like sugar anymore because I had to take like a big break when I
Yeah.
was pregnant. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't eat sugar, and
Yeah.
now I just
Really?
don't like it.
I hope that's what happens to me.
I went a year with no sugar. I lost 65 pounds, felt great, and I like sugar more than I like being skinny.
So you think I'll take a break?
Yeah.
When do you think that'll
Christmas.
happen? You think it'll happen?
Yes.
You think Christmas I
Between
will?
Christmas and New
I'm
Year's.
gonna
You
fall
have
off
to
the
cave on
wagon.
Christmas. It's
I think
Christmas.
That's my thing. Is like I'm like if I can make it through Christmas, I can make it through
Well,
anything.
That's true.
Well,
but
New Year's. You got to make it through New
Well,
Year's.
obviously, for me, if I can make it from Thanksgiving, which is tomorrow, through New Year's, that'll be
Yeah, that's gonna be the hardest
the
stretch.
greatest thing I ever accomplished as a human being on the face of
Okay.
the earth is to go those days without sugar. So that's my goal. If I can make it through that, then I'm on to April 28th and run that half marathon. So
13 mile?
13.1 miles.
And what's the most you've run in one clip?
consecutively?
Yeah.
10 and a half.
Okay.
And that's me at my... So if I could lose 40 pounds in 5 months, which is, like less than 10 pounds a month, if I could do that through the sugar, the running more, the counting my calories, all that garbage, then I will be able to run faster.
So,
and
you know,
longer.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out where they're training and Lil Max on the running and the guys on the bike. I'll bike beside of you if you want to run.
Dun, 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 dun.
Can we please do like a montage for the show?
Mm-hmm. Wow, that'd be good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You'll have to wear blackface, though. Because his trainer is
The trainer's
black.
black, yeah.
Have you ever seen a picture of Stanley from The Office next to that
It's the
guy?
same guy.
It is the same guy.
Yeah. He's
Here,
overweight.
Google Mike Tyson trainer and Stanley and show it to the...
Mike
to
Tyson
the,
Punch-Out trainer.
Yeah, Mike Tyson
Not
Punch-Out
a
trainer.
I know.
And Stanley from The Office.
I know the Office
Yeah.
reference.
But show it to them side by side. It's a remarkable. I mean, it's not even like, oh, okay, I kind of see that. It's
No,
like
it's
no,
the same person.
It's the same person. It's
Yeah.
the exact same person. So yeah, I mean, I would be happy to do that, and we should make a video of that.
Yeah.
But actually, I got a Planet Fitness membership because it's cold and I don't want to run.
Yeah.
And so the other day, I'm on a treadmill, and I'm running, and so for me, my like pace that I can keep forever Well, not forever, but that mile after mile is 5 miles an hour.
Okay.
I can do 5 miles an hour as long as, whatever. But once I get a little bit higher, and that's not as fast as I need to get. You looking at it?
I just see the punch-out trainer and
Okay.
already.
Yeah, we got to
it's
see
the
it
same
side
guy.
by
It's
side.
just like an
amazing.
animated, like it's.
So it's the same person. So I'm on a treadmill and I'm going, and then every once in a while, just as from a training standpoint, I'll kick it up to 6.5, which is a 9-minute mile. Okay, to see how long can I go 6.5 miles an hour, at this pace.
Yeah.
How long can I keep it? And I'm going, and I go about a half a mile at that pace, and I'm feeling pretty good. Like I'm starting to get kind of winded. It's starting to go too far. And as I'm going, I look ahead because there's a million treadmills, and up to my right, to my ahead of me, there's a guy, got to be 80 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to be 80. He was going 7.5 miles an hour, and he's just like, it's just so easy
Smooth.
for him.
Yeah.
He's not even, there's no sweat, and I'm dying at 6. I feel like I'm Carl Lewis out here going 6.5 miles an hour. So it's not so good. I'm in bad shape. I did the stair stepper.
Yeah.
That is in the inner circle of hell. That stair stepper.
Is it the same as Jacob's ladder?
It's Jacob's ladder. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. It's just steps that go on forever.
Yeah.
And the first day I did it, I was like, okay, we'll see how this goes. I made it 18 flights of stairs before I had a heart attack and died. And then they brought me back to life. 18 flights, and it's 12 steps per flight. And so the next time I think I did 25, and then a couple days ago I did 75 flights of stairs. So I felt pretty good about that. Jesse, apparently, he's been going to the Y. I saw him this morning.
Yeah.
He said that he did the stair stepper because I was complaining about how bad it was. And he said, and I said I could do it for like 25 minutes straight is what I did. He said after 2 minutes, he's like, man, Dan is a wimp. This is easy,
Yeah.
And then he said after 3 minutes, he's like, Dan is a Greek god. Because it's somewhere between 2 and 3 minutes that it's
Yeah.
just like, what is happening? Why is this so hard?
At first, it's like, this is nothing.
I could do this forever. I'll
Yeah.
just do this all day. It is hard.
Yeah.
So I'm trying. I'm trying, Jason.
Is your own weight what pushes it down?
No, it goes
It
on
goes.
its own. So you're
Okay.
no, that's not it. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a quality exercise. Mhm. I saw one guy there,
Yeah.
big guy. I mean, he must weigh the dude minimum 280.
Okay.
I mean, he might have been bigger than that, but minimum he's 280
Around
pounds.
Jesse's size.
Around Jesse's size, yeah. And he's
This guy was massive.
but he's older. He was. You wouldn't even believe it.
Yeah.
You could barely fit him down the stairs. No.
So Jesse
Most
says-
people don't know
Yeah.
we green screen Jesse in.
Yeah.
From a garage.
Yeah. In a wheelchair.
Never gets out
No,
of bed.
forklift.
Yeah. He's like harnessed in. That's why he always looks like he's tilting just a little bit.
Oh.
Oh, that's sad. So anyway, what was I saying?
I don't know.
I was
Jesse.
really on a rant. Jesse. No,
Yeah,
I
the
said.
fat guy,
Stairs.
the fat guy.
Oh, so the fat guy's on the stairs.
Jesse, the fat guy.
Yeah.
Of course.
One.
Thank you. So but he's much older than Jesse, this
Okay.
guy. I mean, I would say he's older than me. I'd say he's maybe 50.
Okay.
It's hard to tell with
Yeah.
some people. You know what I mean? Black don't crack.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they say.
Well, some, except Greg Oden.
Greg Oden. Well, he looked like.
He looked like he was 80
I
when he
think
was
he'll
15.
be perpetually that, though. I think when
Yeah.
he's 150, he'll still
He
look
might
that
be
way.
Benjamin Button.
He might be Benjamin
go opposite.
Anyway, this guy is he's on he's on the stairs, and first of all, obviously wearing a garbage bag under his t-shirt. Like it's not even he's not even hiding it. You know what I mean? Like or whatever. There's a garbage bag coming out from now, which is an old wrestler's trick to make weight. So it's like weigh-in is tomorrow.
So you sweat it out.
So you sweat it out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But this guy's not a wrestler. Like he's 50.
Maybe he's
Maybe
trying to
he is
detox.
wrestling.
He could try to detox.
Is that you think that's what it is?
Yeah, you sweat everything out. You
Is that does that how that works?
Maybe
Yeah.
he's a sumo wrestler. They got like
Ooh.
intense workouts.
Yeah, but like sweating more only, I guess the detox thing, but sweating, the reason they do that for wrestling is because it helps you drop all that water weight
Yeah.
and you can get down like a pound or two.
It could be a detox thing.
Well, whatever it was, he's wearing a garbage bag
Okay.
and he's on the stair stepper.
Do you suppose the garbage bag is on the skin or is there an undershirt?
I did not investigate.
Okay.
You didn't go up to him like lift it up like, hey, what's going on right there? Hey man, what's up?
So but he's on a stair stepper, this big dude, for like an hour. Now
Yeah.
that's going to sound impressive, except the way the stair stepper works, there's these two handles that you can kind of hold on to. They have like speed things for just balance, and then there's 2 balance side arms thing that you can hold for balance, and then there's the top part that's like all the machinery.
Yeah.
He is literally hunched over the top part, like over half of his body weight is just hanging on that machine.
Yeah.
And I'm watching the guys at the desk from Planet Fitness Center just like stare at him, like why? And he's like, and he's just hanging over the thing, just like for like an hour. I'm like, guy, you're not even doing anything.
Yeah.
I mean, every step you could tell he kind of like leans in a little bit more just so he can get up another. I'm wondering if he was in some sort of weird, I don't know what he would have been better to be just on the treadmill walking.
Yeah.
So weird stuff happens at Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
Old people that are like super fit. There's this one old dude there. He's ripped. He looks like Captain America.
Yeah.
Like except he's like, well, I guess Captain America is old,
Well, he is now.
but he
Yeah.
doesn't look old. I don't know.
He
Whatever
does
it is.
now.
Well,
Does
now
he?
he does. Yeah.
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 Have you not finished the movies?
No, I stopped a while ago. I'm an adult, so no, I just lost interest. So anyway, I've been having a lot of good times at Planet
You wanna
Fitness.
hit that-
Yeah, let's do Netflix.
Okay.
I got something that I really want to get to though, too.
Ooh.
Okay.
So-
Well, hit the yeah.
Good job, Michaela.
I do my job,
You're doing good.
so I'm getting paid.
Yep.
As much as Jesse.
Next time I get a free cookie, it's all yours.
Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Or maybe Amazon Prime or something like that, like YouTube. Or we don't want to put a box around what you
Jason.
watch, so you never know.
What is your Netflix suggestion of the week?
My Netflix suggestion of the week is found on Netflix. It's a Netflix original series called The Fall of the House of Usher.
Okay.
So, have you guys heard this or seen it?
Musician?
Yep.
Usher?
No.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Have you watched it?
No, I
No.
haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
I added it to my list though.
So, it's loosely based on an Edgar Allan Poe, allegedly, on an Edgar Allan Poe story. And it's a guy makes a deal with the devil,
As you do.
as you do, for
Gotsta.
basically prosperity.
What else would you make a deal with the devil for?
Well, I think you could make it.
Guitar skills. We know that's one.
That's
Devil
a
went down to
classic.
Georgia and he was
Yeah.
looking for a soul to steal.
But that was a fiddle.
Oh, as a fiddle.
Riding a really good motorcycle.
That's true. Yeah. Killer motorcycle.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, makes a deal with the devil, super prosperous, and then at the end of his life has to pay the price.
What's
So,
the price?
His whole family.
Dead?
Yeah, his whole
Man.
his whole bloodline gone.
They were going to die anyway.
That is
Eventually.
true. Yeah.
So.
anyways, it was actually decent.
Okay.
It was a decent series. I think 8-part maybe.
All right.
And it was a good watch.
Yeah.
Probably on the mature side.
Okay.
So I would not let my little ones watch.
I get that. My Netflix suggestion of the week is found on Netflix. It's a documentary called Buried. And it is, let me look it up. It's called Buried, the 1982 Alpine Meadows Avalanche.
Okay.
So in 1982, at this ski resort in California, Alpine Meadows, there was an avalanche. Now, the way that this ski resort is situated, there are like all of these different possibilities. There's like 20 different points at which an avalanche can come down from. And this was like a perfect storm situation. And the avalanche ripped through the whole ski resort. People were stuck. People died. It's a crazy story. And it was very compelling. It was very well done.
Series?
It's called Buried. It's just one. It's
part.
appropriately long. A lot
Okay.
of these documentaries that I've noticed nowadays, it's like they make it like a 4-part thing. Like
Yeah.
I love McMillions. I think it's on HBO. It's really good, like super compelling. But it's like 7 parts.
Yeah.
It should be 2.
Yeah.
But this one is really well done. I liked it. It was compelling. Erica and I watched it. I had dreams that I was stuck under snow that night. Can you imagine just almost anything worse than just being stuck? Like, I mean, and just feeling so hopeless.
Well, I think if all the snow is on you, that would be the worst.
Well,
If you-
you're going to die quickly.
If you were like in a
that
little
sense.
cave.
Yeah, there was somebody in particular. I mean, I don't want to give it all away, but they were they were stuck, like they couldn't move. I think their leg was maybe even crushed or something.
Yeah.
But they were just stuck in there for days before they. It was actually a dog that
And he retold the
they
story.
Said it was
Yeah.
the dog was like. "Roar, roar, roar, roar." They said it was the first time that a dog in America saved somebody from an avalanche, which was like seems like a niche statistic to me.
What about those dogs with the whiskey barrels?
Yeah, well,
Balto.
Balto, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Balto's the real one. So they want to actually no, not Balto. Who was the one that was like the real hero? Balto got all the credit, but
I don't know. I'm not a dog expert.
I know what you're talking
how
about.
about you hold the attitude back? No, they made a Disney movie
I saw
about it. It doesn't really matter.
Torgo.
Torco.
Torco.
Yeah. Torgo.
Something like that.
Teton.
Tintin.
Tipton.
It's something
Toto.
like
Toto. I think it was Toto.
Toto, that's
yeah.
it, yep.
Uh-huh.
that.
Togo. There it is. It's Togo. I
That's
knew
what
I was
I
going to
said.
get there.
That's originally
I
what
think
I
it's
said.
Togo. Or it's not.
It's something like
But
that.
the whiskey barrel thing, the St. Bernards, did you know the Mythbusters did that?
Yeah, it fails.
Well, what it does is it makes you feel warmer because it sends blood to your extremities.
Right.
And
But
so,
your internal organs are not getting the blood.
yes, so it's good if they know you're about ready to be rescued and you can get one of those, you'll have like a boost of like, okay, I'm feeling better, maybe get some more energy because the blood gets to your extremities. But it's not a good long-term solution is to drink alcohol. So if you're stuck in the snow and the cold and you have some alcohol to drink,
Just sip on it.
just know it will make you feel better, but not for long. Speaking of that,
Yeah.
this is a good transition. But this is not the thing I definitely want to get to. But this is one thing I want.
I got something I want to get to.
I
too.
got two things that are
Okay.
pretty important. Can your thing wait?
It's
Is
fine.
it time sensitive?
No, it's not time
okay,
sensitive.
mine are not. Oh, both time sensitive.
Okay.
Jason, can you name or let anybody else the top 5 drinking/bar days of the year?
Okay. I like this. St. Patrick's Day.
Not on the top 5.
Well,
What?
this
Really?
is a false list.
I did a lot of research. This continued to check out over and over again.
Christmas,
Christmas is number 5.
New
4th of
Year's.
July.
New Year's is number 2. 4th of July is number 3.
Today. A lot of people drink
The
today.
day before
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Day before Thanksgiving. So Super Bowl is number 4.
Okay.
Number 1, the day before Thanksgiving. It's
What?
known.
Yep.
It's known as Blackout Wednesday.
Yep.
It's become like a real thing. Today is the highest grossing. Like
How do
you
you
go
know
to the
about
bars,
that?
apparently they're going to be packed tonight.
Huh.
I think the thought is I got to hang out with my family tomorrow, so I'm just
Don't
gonna
wanna
get
remember it.
wasted tonight.
So I'm still
The
drunk
day
tomorrow.
before Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Eve,
Huh.
is the highest bar like drinking day of the year.
Also known as Drunksgiving.
Why,
is that
do
it?
you know
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, Drunksgiving.
Because I was invited to go out tonight and I said no.
Oh, look at
Oh.
you.
Well,
What a mistake. Now you're here.
I know, right?
I'm just thinking now I have options.
Isn't that surprising though?
Yeah.
I had no idea that Thanksgiving Eve. Today I was thinking about things like, what are we going to talk about tonight? So I just typed in Thanksgiving Eve. And it's like, we'll see what that. I started doing a little bit of reading and they say it's a heavy drinking day. Start doing more research.
I feel like St. Patrick's Day is one of them. I also feel like Fat Tuesday is another one.
Yeah, I'm sure they're both big ones. Cinco de Mayo is probably a big one.
Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead. I'll talk about the other thing that I want to talk about, and then if we have time, we can do your thing.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
It's fine.
I'm gonna get.
I'll just do it really quick.
Okay.
When's the last time you've done an Indian rain dance?
Last
That's
Tuesday.
a good question. Like,
You did it when?
No, I'm joking.
Oh. Do you remember doing
Like-
Indian rain dances?
sure. Like, so do you mean like I really tried, or it was like a joke?
You really, really tried.
Okay. I would say probably.
I've got a year in my head.
Oh, okay.
I'm wondering if it's the same year.
87.
I swear it was 1987.
Well, we should have said it at the same time.
yeah.
We'll never know because you are a
odd.
known liar.
That
We're
is
not
true.
in that 6-month window of morality.
And we're past that. We're years past that.
6-month window of morality is not a bad name to the episode.
Yeah.
What was the one earlier?
A soft 6. I don't remember.
It doesn't matter. Sometimes I go back to write the description, and it's all new to me. I'm like, wow, we talked about all sorts of things. I don't really pay attention. Every once in a while, Jason.
Did you guys
Yeah.
ever do Indian rain dances?
I didn't do that, but I always had like a little. There was always like the little ritual that we would do in school for like snow days.
What's that?
It's Like you would
Oh, the like spoon under your pillow?
either that or there's like
What?
yeah, you put
You
a spoon
didn't
under your
do that?
pillow. Yeah.
I don't. I've never done that. That's a new thing.
Must be a
It's
pleasant
it's a kid thing.
What?
It's just like a little kid
You
thing.
put a
and you
spoon
just-
under your pillow?
Yeah.
The night
And that's
before.
like
remember
good
Or
that.
luck?
what is it? Your pants inside out, or is it just one of them?
I remember the pants inside out
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
It's one or the other.
You all went to Pleasant. That's weird.
Yeah. I don't get that.
I've never heard that one before.
No. I think we should bring back Indian rain
I
dances.
longed. I don't think they've gone anywhere. I think they still exist.
Like in real life.
I assume that every time it rains is the result of an Indian rain dance.
Oh, that's probably.
I think they're all directly related.
that checks out. I just want to do a review really quick.
Okay.
Colonel Angus said, "If you're not
We
listening,
don't need to quote that guy.
he's funny."
Okay.
He goes, "If you're not listening to these guys," he reposted
Mm-hmm.
our show. He said, "If you're not listening to these guys talk about stuff you don't care about, you're wasting your life." These guys are pretty funny.
Yeah. Or another way to say it is, if you're gonna waste your life, you might as well waste your life
Listening
to these guys waste their lives.
Yeah. Stella figured out the hack. She's actually living her life right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for her. Must be wonderful.
What's your thing?
So every once in a while on the show, you almost exclusively are the one that does this to the show. I might not have ever done this to the show. Get serious.
Oh, yeah. I do get serious.
Every once in a while you get serious.
Like the suicide thing.
I don't like it.
Oh, I'm
It makes
sorry.
me uncomfortable
The
when you
suicide
get
thing,
serious.
right?
But I'm going to have to, for a moment, get
Is
a
it,
little
is
serious.
it about suicide?
No.
Okay.
It's not about suicide.
Because I'm anti-suicide.
Yes.
I just want to make that very clear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that.
And I'm pro little people.
We're pro little people.
Yeah.
We're very pro veteran. Anything
Yeah.
that we said last week that came off,
It was
as-
a joke.
It was, yeah. And if it offended anybody, we apologize. Did that come on? Was that insincere?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, very.
I don't know how to be sincere.
If you're a midget veteran.
Yeah. Well, do you remember the midget wars of '87?
was the last rain dance.
We
Yeah.
sent our little people against the other little people.
What's your thing? Why are you serious?
Here's the thing. This is serious.
Okay.
This week, Dana Carvey's son died. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, he died of a drug overdose. His name was Dex Carvey. I think he was a comedian. He was like he had a stand-up career. And I listened to Dana Carvey and Dana Carvey and David Spade have a podcast called Fly on the Wall, where they talk about SNL. Specifically, they talk to people who are ex-SNL members, and Saturday Night Live is very interesting to me. Actually, they just had Nate Bargatze on after he hosted. It was really interesting. And so I've been listening to the show for about a year and a half. So about once a week, I listen to Dana Carvey and David Spade for about an hour and a half. And I have grown to really like Dana Carvey. I always thought Dana Carvey was funny, but I have grown to feel like I know him.
Yeah.
And everybody that comes on the show that's younger than him, they'll talk about. There's a lot of talk on the show about how there's this very competitive nature at Saturday Night Live, and kind of new, younger people are not always given an easy road to success. But all of the young guys or people that came up that looked up to Dana Carvey, they always say, Dana was so nice to me. I mean, he just was giving me advice and trying to get me on the show and all this stuff. So, and I feel like that's genuine. I feel like he's a really nice guy. And it just breaks my heart that his son died of a drug overdose. And it got me thinking about what is the celebrity death? It's a weird thing. Because it actually hit me kind of hard. What is the celebrity death that affected you the most? Somebody you didn't know, but you heard this person died, and it literally kind of got you in a way that was maybe surprising because you don't know the person. People die every day, yeah. And it's just, you got one, Destiny?
Robin Williams.
Oh yeah,
I cried at work.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I feel like comedians, for some reason, are harder. Right? There's that sad clown.
Yeah,
that one was
he's
sad.
funny, and then he also did a bunch of kids stuff. So it was
and he committed
childhood.
suicide, which is very sad too. Yeah. What's the celebrity death? Anybody? Did you?
got two.
What are yours?
Stan Lee hit me pretty hard.
Stan Lee. Yeah.
Hit me pretty hard.
He hung around for a while.
He was old.
95.
Right.
Yeah, it's just-
That
I
one was
just sitting
coming.
there
We were waiting.
well, I mean, some people.
Some people were wondering if he had superpowers. In a
That
way,
point.
That
in a
could've
way,
been cool.
he did, Jason.
Apparently, it wasn't
So-
immortality.
It wasn't.
Wah, wah,
So let's
wah.
just make fun of Stan Lee's death. Well, what was the other one?
The other one was
Chester?
Betty White.
that
What are you
right?
gonna pick?
Chester
100-year-old
Bennington.
people? Well, who?
Chester Bennington. He was the lead
That was
singer of
another.
Linkin Park.
Yeah, Linkin Park. That was another.
Linkin Park.
Suicide
And that was a
one.
suicide.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there it is. What did is that ever happen to you?
It's never happened to me.
Never.
No.
Huh. This one, although it wasn't a celebrity, it was a celebrity's kid that died.
Yeah.
But I feel like because of the podcast, I knew him. But I will say, Chris Farley was surprisingly kind of heavy. Like when it happened, I remember just kind of like sitting down thinking, man, that when it was, I wouldn't cry or anything, but I remember that one hitting me hard. And then the other one would be, it was the tragic one was the other guy from Silent Life. Why can't I remember his name? He did Frozen Caveman Lawyer. Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman, yeah.
When Phil Hartman died, now you probably don't know who Phil Hartman is. You ever seen Jingle All the Way?
Yeah.
So he's the really funny neighbor, the annoying kind of neighbor
He
guy.
was so funny.
Oh, and in that movie in particular, I really love his character, and I loved Phil Hartman. And he was like one of the all-time greats on Silent Life. His death was tragic. Do you remember what happened?
Yeah.
His wife shot him and then shot herself. Like it was just like tragic.
Yeah, there's a lot of backstory to that too.
The whole thing was really messed up. So like I remember those hitting me hard, but it's just a weird. You can hit the music whenever. It's just a weird thing.
Here's my thought in general. Like right now, there are just 1,000 people died in Africa.
Right.
Like I don't
all
care.
over the world.
All
people
over the world.
died.
People are dying right now, and I don't. It's not like I don't care.
Yeah.
But I'm not invested in these people.
Right.
And so the fact that you're listening to Dana Carvey, you're invested into his life.
I feel like it's more than just watching him like in a movie or a skit. Like it's him, and I've heard him talk about his sons and how he's helped him and stuff. So yeah, I felt like I knew him. Yeah, it was sad. So anyway, we feel for Dana.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Dana's not listening to the show, but Dana, if you were,
Yeah, come on the show sometime.
so we'll actually we'd love to have you on the show. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Whatever.
Okay. That is a show.
No strong opinions this week.
No, not from Jesse. All right, this is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit, boo, boo, sit. Good dog.
I've spoken.
Good night, Laura Patch Kids.
Any specialties?
Especially unofficial Lauer on Radio.
Oh,
I don't know who you are, but we'll find out.
We will find out.